me everything you know about slope. What is slope, Derek? What about the line? It's okay. I like the path that you're going. I'm looking for a specific word. The rate at which it increases or decreases. Right, the rate of change. So slope is the same as rate of change. Okay, and then Derek, you mentioned about the line, the diagonal line. So the difference between a line like this and a line like this or like this, what are we measuring with a line that looks something like this? So vertical, as opposed to a line that's more horizontal. Right? So slope also measures the steepness of a line. Okay, so the rate of change, the steepness of a line. Okay, what letter do we use to represent slope? Yes, M, right. You can really see the letter M in the spelling of slope, right? Right. M equals, okay, there's a couple of formulas for slope. If you're given a graph, you can use, yeah, Claire? What do you think? Y equals X, or M equals Y minus D divided by X. Okay. So the delta, you're thinking about the delta. But if you're given it in a graph, you can simply do rise over run to count the number of boxes. If you're given coordinates, you can use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 if you're given points in coordinates form. Okay. And in the equation of a line, we've been working on this, y equals mx plus b. The slope is the m in the equation y equals mx plus b. Okay. So when I say y2 minus y1, you can also think of it as the difference in your y value over the difference in your x values. Okay, so let's put these into the examples. Find the slope of each line and describe the direction. So how I always teach the students how to calculate slope, we go from the left point to the right point. And imagine you are in an elevator. So Abby is trying to go to find Bob. They're in the same building. They live in the same building. Abby is trying to go find Bob. So Abby lives on this floor. Bob lives on this floor. So what does Abby have to do? Yep. Go up the elevator, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Abby has to go up five floors. And when she gets out of the elevator, it's the second door to the right. So the slope AB will be rise over run. So 5 over 2. Okay. What about this one right here? Let's say Kelvin is finding Danny. Right. So what does Kelvin have to do? So they live on the opposite floor. So first thing you have to do is get in the elevator. Right? So that's why sometimes people are thinking, okay, I go across and then I go down. But think of it as that's why I always say, think of it as in a building. So you always have to go in the elevator first to to go up and down first. Okay. So how does Kelvin go to Danny's floor? Yep. How many floors? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. You're taking 8 floors down. So how do I show down 8 floors? Yep. -8. That's right. Right? And once I get out of the elevator, which door, which unit does Danny live? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 to the right. So the slope of CD is -8 over 6. Is this a good final answer? -8 over 6. Genevieve? Right, I can reduce it. Okay, so just like with fractions, any slope that can be reduced, you need to reduce. Okay, so let's try this one. Elliot is looking for Frank. Okay, who wants to try this one? Okay, Derek. Sorry? Elliot is looking for Frank. Oh. So, what's my rise? What's my run? Rise would be 2. Good. Yeah. So up 2 floors, and then it's the 6th door on the right. So what's my fraction then? 1 over 3. Good. So 2 over 6. When you reduce that, you get 1 over 3. Right. A, B, C, D, E, F, G to H. So George is looking for Henry. Okay. Danny, can you help me with this one? Okay. So George is looking for Henry. I have to take the elevator. Right. What do you mean 5, 5? Go up 5 floors? So it should be positive or negative? Negative. So -5 floors. And once you get out of the elevator, which unit is Henry at? I got out, and I have to go 1 to the right. Okay. So my fraction, the slope between G and H, is -5 over 1. Rise over run. And this just simplifies to -5. Okay, 2 more. I to J. IV to James. Okay. IV is looking for James. All right. So Ivy goes in the elevator, and then what? Vincent? Right, they live on the same floor. So I don't go up, I don't go down. So my rise is 0. Since they're on the same floor, what do I go over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So James is just 6 units down. So between I and J. So what's my fraction here then? If I still follow the rise over run. Yeah? 5 over 0? We're doing this one. Oh, 0 over 6. 0 over 6. My rise is 0 because we're on the same floor, and it's the 6th unit on the right. And what is 0 divided by 6? Yeah, 0. Okay, and then this last one right here. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, till L. Katie is looking for Lisa. K, L. Okay. So what does Katie do? She's in the elevator. Down how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So -4. Yeah. And then what? When that elevator door opens? She's there, right? So Lisa is right there. So she doesn't need to go out the elevator. So both of them are in. -4/0. What is -4 divided by 0? Undefined, right? If you try it on your calculator, 4 divided by 0 or -4 divided by 0, you'll get undefined. You'll get an error. Okay, but undefined sounds so much more fancier than the word air. Okay. Um, it doesn't matter if I put Katie here and Lisa here or Ivy here and James here. On horizontal and vertical line, the order doesn't matter because it's just 0 or undefined. But when you do the diagonal lines, do left to right so that every time when you do the run, you're always going to the right side. Okay, and then the elevator up and down take care of the positive, negative. So just a quick little recap here first. So if I have a line that goes diagonally this way, let me use this back a little easier to see. If I have a line that goes diagonally this way, is it positive, negative, 0, or undefined? Yeah, positive. What about a line that goes this way? Yeah, negative. What about like this, slightly to the right? Still positive. What about very, very vertical but not quite vertical? Negative. What about vertical? Perfectly vertical. Vincent? Undefined. Horizontal? 0. Okay, let's try like the whole class. This. Everyone. Positive. Nice. This. Oh. Horizontal line is 0. Undefined. Undefined. And last one, positive. Good. Okay, so why I always go over that is because sometimes like you'll definitely on your next assignment, test, exam, you're guaranteed a question that asks you what is the slope of this line. Okay, so if you see a line like this and you tell me the answer is -6, you know you got it wrong. Okay, because this line going to the rising to the right is a positive slope. Right? Okay, last example. Write the coordinate of 3 other points that would be on that line passing through -3, -4 with each of these slopes. So -3, -4. Let's plot that point first. Okay, the point is right here. -3, -4. All I did was I plot the point. Okay. Now I want to draw my next point, which has a slope of 2/3. So remember that 2/3 is my rise over run. Okay. So my rise is 2, so I'm going to go up the elevator 2 floors. Okay, I'm not putting a point here because I still have to get out of the elevator. And then I'm going to run, it's the 3rd door on the right. So it brings me to this second point. Okay, what's the coordinate of this second point? What's the coordinate here, Vincent? 0, -2. Okay, now, so Andrew went to find Bobby, and then they're both going to look for their other friend. So they're gonna go up another 2 floors, and then go over 3 doors again. And where does Caden live? What is that point right there? The coordinate of that point, this point right here, coefficient? 3 and 0, good. Okay, now all three of them are going to look for their last friend. Up 2 floors and over 3. And it brings them to this point right here. Justin, what is that point? 6 and 2. Perfect. Okay. How many times can I do this? How many points can I find if I keep doing this? Can I find 5, 10, a million? So how many points, Claire? Unlimited points, infinite points, right? Because a line is made up of unlimited points. Okay? And there's my line. Okay. Okay, so now let's try this one. So same thing. I want to start off with this point right here. I'm starting with this point. Now I'm doing a rise over run on this. Okay, but I'm looking for my rise over run, but I only have a -2. Vincent. Right. Whenever, this is, you have to remember this. If it's a integer, always put it over 1. Okay, so remember this. Whenever it's an integer and you don't see a rise over run, your run is 1. It's not 0. Because as we know, if it's 0, it's undefined. So -2 is the same as -2 divided by 1. And so now I see my rise, I see my run. So from this point, what am I doing? I'm gonna go Ubi, down 2, and then 1 to the right, right? Which brings me to this second point, which is perfect, -2, -6. Okay, and then let's do another one. Find my other friend. Down 2 overrun brings me to this second point, which is what's the coordinate of that point? -1, -8. And then I need one more point, but I ran out of room here. So what should I do? What can I do? I can follow the pattern. Yeah, but better yet, Vincent, what do you think? I can go the other way because if I draw my line right here, remember it's a line that goes on both sides, goes both ways. So if I have no room here, I can go the other way, but I know the direction of my line. So this time, instead of going down and to the right, I can go up to the left to bring me to this point right here. Okay, so the coordinate of this point, -4 and -2. Okay, so remember that. That's why the elevator trick helps you guys remember which way to go. And then once you draw 1 or 2 points, you know the direction. So you're either going, in this case, you're going down and to the right, or you're going up to the left. Okay, any questions? All right, so this is one of the major things you need to know for grade 9 math. It's slope. There are quite a few slope questions that I do want you guys to practice. So it's page 2 and 3, number 1 to 11. And then if you are done all those and you want to challenge yourself, I have some more challenging questions on page 3. So these ones on page 3, the challenge questions, you don't have to do, but only if you want to challenge yourself. But the minimum that you have to do is page 2 and 3. All right, so I'll write it down. Page 2 and 3. Okay, so let's work on those.